Hi, I am Amit Lunkad from Thiabendazole College of Pharmacy, Shirur. Today we discuss about anthelmintic drugs. After completion of this presentation, learners will able to describe Benzimidazole derivatives, which contains different compounds like Mebendazole, Albendazole and Thiabendazole. Let's begin with the introductory part of Benzimidazole derivatives. Benzimidazole derivatives are versatile anthelmintic agents, particularly effective against gastrointestinal nematodes. These are highly effective in ascariasis, intestinal capillariasis, enterobiasis, trichuriasis, and hookworm infections as single or mixed infections. So you have to remember that these benzimidazole derivatives, which are highly effective against gastrointestinal nematodes. Next one is the mechanism of action of benzimidazole derivatives. The primary action of these drugs is to inhibit microtubule polymerization by binding to beta tubulin and thereby arrest nematodes cell division in metaphase. These also produce many biochemical changes in susceptible nematodes. Example, inhibition of mitochondrial fumarate reductase, reduced glucose transport and uncoupling of oxidative phosphorylation. So all these effects which are responsible for the death of the worm. Here is the structure of benzimidazole. Here is the benzimidazole ring, and we made substitution to this second position and to the fifth position, and we get the different compounds. So if there are the presence of carbamate to the second position and benzoyl group to the fifth position, then form compound is mebendazole. Whereas to the second position there are the presence of carbamate and to the fifth position presence of propyl thio group, then form compound is albendazole. And if there are the presence of 1,3-thiazole ring to the second position, then there is a formation of thiabendazole compound. So in this slide we discuss the individual compound in detail. So first is mebendazole. Here is the structure and IUPAC nomenclature of mebendazole. Mechanism of action is it exerts an immobilizing and lethal action on worms. It also blocks uptake of exogenous glucose by nematodes, leading to glycogen depletion and reduced generation of ATP required for survival, resulting in the death of parasite. So due to that glycogen depletion and reduced generation of ATP, there is a death of parasite. It also inhibits cell division in nematodes. Also, it inhibits microtubule polymerization by binding to beta tubulin and thereby arrests nematodes cell division in metaphase. Moving to the toxicities and side effects of mebendazole, it produces headache, diarrhea and epigastric distress. Uses: it is effective against roundworm, tapeworm, hookworm and pinworm. So it is a broad spectrum anthelmintic. Moving to the second compound, which is albendazole. Here is the structure with IUPAC nomenclature. It produces teratogenicity, alopecia, increased hepatic enzymes and bone marrow depression. So all these are its toxicities and side effects. It can be used for the treatment of ascariasis as a single dose. In multiple dose, it can be used for the treatment of eradication of pinworm, threadworm, capillariasis and hydatid disease. It can be also used for the treatment of neurocysticercosis. It can be used for hatching of nematode eggs which gets inhibited, and loidasis it can be also used, and also used for the treatment of filariasis as an adjuvant. So it is also a broad spectrum anthelmintic. Moving to the last compound, which is thiabendazole. Here is the structure with IUPAC nomenclature. Thiabendazole is a systemic benzimidazole fungicide used to control fruit and vegetable diseases such as mold, rot, blight and stain. Its mechanism of action: it has anti-inflammatory, analgesic and antipyretic action. Effective for cutaneous larva migrans and other inflammatory conditions by larvae or worms in tissues. It inhibits Helminth specific enzyme which is fumarate reductase. It also forms complexes with metal ions. Next one is its toxicities and side effects. It produces giddiness, loss of appetite, nausea and vomiting. Uses: it can be used in treatment of all species of nematodes, roundworms, hookworms, strongyloids. So it is also a broad spectrum anthelmintic. So here we discuss in detail about benzimidazole derivatives. So hope all of you getting this. Thank you and happy learning.